Yo, so what's good? So last week I didn't have any trades. None of the trades that I selected as my top three did what I wanted it to do. Most of them were just setting up for today's trade. So the first trade was GBP AUD, and the second pair was on USD JPY. USD JPY, I wanted to have the break the retest below this area of resistance for us to sell, but price go here, never close below it. So we're patient enough to wait for price to do all of this. Then let's see if this week might have the break retest for us to sell. The last pair I was looking at on my top three for last week was NZD-CHF. Of NZD-CHF, you clearly see that when price to close above this area for me to buy, price never really even got there, so we're patient enough to wait for price to do this thing. This week I'll be looking at NZD-USD. Why? Because we can clearly see that price has changed from a bearish to a bullish formation. So currently we're having the pullback to this area right here, so I'll be waiting for price to have a reaction around here for me to buy to the upside. The second pair I'll be looking at this week is going to be USD-JPY. For USD-JPY, it's quite clear what we want to do. We want price to break below here, have a retest for us to sell to the downside. Lastly, on my top three, we're going to be looking at Euro-CHF. So for Euro-CHF, I want price to have close below this area of this area right here for me to sell, for it to change structure. Currently we can actually see like head and shoulders pattern. This is the left shoulder, the head, the right shoulder, but I want price to close below here, below this line, so I can sell to the downside. Also be looking at USD-CHF. Why? Because you can clearly see the change of structure, and the overall structure for USD-CHF has always been a downtrend. So currently on the daily time frame, we can clearly see that price has changed from bullish, now is on the bearish one, so we're expecting price to sell around here. And I'll also be looking at Euro CAD because it's on an uptrend right now, so you can see the higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, creating the higher low for us to get in for buys around this area. Similar stuff for Euro CAD. I'm going to be looking at the same thing for GBP CAD. We had the higher high, higher low, higher high. So around this area right here, we'll be looking to buy this area, this area to at least this area or above. Then the next pair I'm going to be looking at is GBP-CHF. For GBP-CHF, I want price to close below here for me to sell to the downside. Talk about BTC because I'm actually planning on entering this trade right now. I want to buy BTC above this area of support right here, just as an investment, just to let it be. So let's see how it goes.